it is obviously a point of strength for both of these teams, Brent.
Do you believe, BA, that these guys are coming in and not thinking about that very same thing? These guys want to test each other tonight, and you wonder, whoever gets the best of the other guy, will that elevate the next couple weeks of play for them in terms of their confidence? So a big man battle. Let's keep a close eye on it.
Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Ricochet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at center. Now here's Young. He's coming off a terrific game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Picked by Pirtle. Puts up a deep three. Rebounded by Johnson. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I briefly spoke with Darko Rajakovic. We talked about star guard Trae Young, their biggest problem tonight. Coach said Young is one of the most explosive offensive guys in this league. We want to make him a volume scorer, force Trae into lower percentage looks. Should be a fascinating matchup, BA.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. After years of competing for championships and winning one, Toronto is suddenly in a rebuild phase, Brent.
Yeah, they had a familiar roster for many years, and then last couple of years a little bit underperforming, trying to find some guys to stabilize where their franchise is going. It's a bit of a reset in Toronto. Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
Oh, wasted no time on that one. Barrett's got his second bucket on the night.
Well, RJ right there, moving without the basketball, and that helps him to get to an open spot on the floor. That creates the rhythm.
And he recovers it. The kick out to Johnson. Shoots over Barnes. And Johnson gets it to go on the assist from Young.
A huge sigh of relief. 1 for 5 now. Let's see if they can keep it going.
It's quickly with a drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, game's moving fast. Quickly is a little bit faster.
Here's Daniels, guarded by Barrett. Daniels misses.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Pirtle with a screen on Young. Pass to Pirtle. Back to Quickly. 6 to shoot. To the inside. The jump hook. And the bucket by Pirtle.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
The scoring ability of Young is just unreal. It's what's made him an all-star.
First game foul.
Here's Barrett. 6 points for him. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Basket's good.
They're really working the paint now.
Here's Young, trailing by 10, and a homecoming of sorts for R.J. Barrett last season after being traded to his hometown Raptors.
Yeah, he's played well in Toronto. You wonder if the offseason helps him settle into where it is that he knows he's going to start this year. I really like his three-point shooting. That has been much improved in that Raptor uniform.
D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Here's Daniels. Toronto grabs the miss.
Give him a little credit. Take some guts to keep shooting if you're struggling this bad. It's getting a little bit ugly right now.
And that's a foul called on Onyeka Kongwu. That's his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
1:16 left in the first. Tries again.
That miss aside, they're off to a strong start at the offensive end.
Barrett can't hit. Johnson with it. Now quickly defending. And Johnson is good for 3. Johnson's got 5.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Barnes a screen. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. The shot by Pirtle, no good. Hawks trail by 9. Outside Johnson. Pass to Daniels. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
Inside, Daniels really uses his agility, getting nimble to find himself a shot.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And you look at the history of the Hawks. Brent, they've won one NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, B.A., tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era. Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Over to the left wing. And that's a foul called on Jakob Pirtle. That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Young from long range. He can't hit that time. And so it's the Toronto Raptors. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
And the Hawks, looking at who they've got. Johnson at the 4 with a Kongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Trae Young. And it's Risache in at the 3. On the wing quickly. That's in. Coming off an assist from Barnes. Quickly's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Quickly, competitive, and responds with a 3 of his own.
Johnson passes to Daniels. Back to Johnson. Corner shot. Pass to a Kongwu. There's Young with the 3, and Atlanta hits again from deep.
They've got some ground to make up, and shooting the 3-ball more consistently like they are now should help them do it.
Quickly with the ball, and Johnson picks him up defensively. Barrett with it. In his last outing, he had 11 points. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
You can see the focus here from R.J. Barrett. He brings a subtle intensity to his game on both ends of the floor.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Was that distracting to you?
Not really, B.A. That's kind of the fun part of the game when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, it sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
With the game on the line, Ice Trae is dangerous man. Young said, I've been owning the moment my whole life. That's what I do. I work too hard to be afraid of the moment. Brian?
Well, Allie, it definitely shows in his play. It's great stuff there. Thank you. Here's Young. Toronto making their last shot. Barnes with the rebound.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Barnes the screen. Barrett passes to Pirtle. And it's off from 3-point range. Hawks trail by 9. To the paint. Here's a Kongwu. It's good.
Love to see that from Dyson Daniels. He's a gifted passer.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for Toronto. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Barnes. The rebound by the Hawks. Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. Pass to a Kongwu. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. Raptors lead by 7. Looking at the Raptors, Brent, things have not gone too smoothly since their 2019 championship.
Well, it felt like that championship roster was built just for that year, though, BA. There wasn't a lot of, progression that was going to come from that. They went in, they got Kawhi, they won the championship, and now it's all about rebuilding their franchise in the style that they want to do it. They have one guy that they believe in Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett on the trade. And slowly and surely, they're going to start to put these pieces around to become a contender again.
And so here is Toronto, following the score by Atlanta. The 3 from Barnes. Okongwu with the rebound.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those.
The Raptors have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. Barrett can't hit. Hawks trail by 8. And it's Okongwu off the drive. Pass to Rizachet. For 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Quickly passes to Ingram. Back to Quickly. Ingram with the ball. Hurdle up top. Back to Ingram. 5 to shoot. Now here's Quickly. Oh, swiped away. He's got a clear path. Daniels, that one's true. And now just a 3-point Toronto lead.
And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
Quickly deciding where to go with it. 20 feet out. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist by Quickly. Quickly's got his 4th assist with that last one. Hawks trail by 5. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Young. On the wing, Daniels. Outside Johnson. And the Hawks with another 3.
And this is why the coaching staff just continues to encourage Jalen Johnson. Dynamite off the catch.
Quickly from outside. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Okongwu. And it's all tied up. Okongwu's got 6 points in the quarter.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
And that'll do it for the first half. This game is tied. All right, Allie's ready. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Right now for the Hawks, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have.
And in our game with the Raptors, a close, entertaining first half.
They're hitting at a high clip. Some shots have been wide.
That does it for half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Nice game. Great performance by RJ Barrett.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
They've got Walter, and it's Mobo in at the power forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on George Niang. Toronto shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. He's perfect from the line this time. Atlanta is shooting 52% from the floor so far. Here's Bufkin. Pass to LeVert. Just 5 on the clock. Inside. Here's Bufkin. The rebound by Shed. Toronto has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Kept alive. Robinson lays it up and banks it in.
I like the momentum right there. A nice hustle play on the glass leads to a great finish.
Now here's Niang. He's guarded closely.
I have to admit, I mean, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
First team down.
And the Hawks with possession here. 2-point game.
Using his length that time, Capella up top to slam it down.
And for Toronto, their shooting has been great this game, 58%. There's a screen. Pass to Mobo. Robinson in the post. Here's Walter. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising in a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Capella, the pass to Niang. And here's LeVert from outside the arc. And the three-pointer goes. LeVert's got 5.
A nice start to the third. 3 out of 4 and looking good doing it.
Pass to Dick. He takes it in. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
His second personal foul.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
For your Raptors.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you. Here's Robinson following the score by Atlanta. Walter, good. 6 lead changes in a game that has a lot of character.
Yeah, both sides stepping up and making big plays.
Here's Buffkin. He's scoreless. To the middle. Capella inside. The shot no good.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
And that one's good. Robinson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Down low. And it's Capella with the jam.
Capella taking a crack and stays focused on the rim.
One place Clint Capella really knows how to throw his weight around is on the glass, Brent.
Yeah, it's been a little while, BA, since Clint Capella has led the league in rebounding. And, of course, that was a little bit different offensive system. But he has the size and the instincts still to go up and get the ball off the rim or from lob passes to be effective inside.
Pass to Shed. Outside, Dick takes the 3. The rebound by Mann. Atlanta's gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Out to the right wing. Here's LeVert. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Here's Mobo, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
And how about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
Now here's Dick. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, just hold for the last shot. Don't give them another possession at all.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
Back to the basics. Unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true. Get up there, young fella. Sometimes as a point guard, you got to take it yourself.
Well, it's okay to be selfish when you can flush it like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. They respect the decision-making from him out there.
And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. And Atlanta, looking at who they've got. Freez and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's a Kongwu in at the center position. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees. Game, every call matters.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. This might be a close late game, but don't tell Coach. They were cool as a cucumber in the huddle, and I think that resonates with their players. We'll see if that approach works. Brian?
Allie, thank you. Count it.
It's always good to see Freez mixing it up down low.
Now here's Quickly. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
This is when you need a defensive presence, but it's just not happening.
I'm looking out there trying to find one guy at least interested in playing defense, not that last possession.
Young on the attack. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Raptors. Here's Barnes. We played just over a minute here in the 4th. With the drive. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
What a move. Scotty Barnes getting some momentum and then lifting off.
Quickly outside. That one's good. And it's Barnes with the assist. Barnes has got 3 assists tonight. All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Raptors?
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to get to the line here in the second half.
And he makes a first.
And with Barrett, we know he can score the ball. Now he must focus on becoming a better passer and facilitator. Big rebound there. Now the question is, can they be better on the boards down the stretch? It remains to be seen.
And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Pass to Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
He gets as much talk, not just about his shot selection, but his playmaking.
Young against Quickly. Out to the right wing. Shot is up. Picked by Pirtle. Stolen by Young. Pass to Freez. 4-3. Rebound Toronto. Barnes has got 5 rebounds in the game. And there's Barrett on the assist by Barnes. Barrett's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Barrett doing a good job. Defense really draped all over him on the inside. He got creative to score there.
Okongwu with the bucket.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Just about 3 minutes through the 4th and final quarter here. The shot's good. And the Raptors lead by 10.
With it all clicking, Quickly can be dangerous, and he's showing it tonight.
Picked up by Okongwu. Young, the pass to Okongwu. That's in! Coming off an assist from Young.
The assist.
Young's got 7 assists in the game. Quickly against Young. Pass to Pirtle. Outside Ingram. 5 on the clock. Hurdle with a screen on Johnson. Ingram into the...
Let me just...
Man, wow.
And make it happen. And that's big time from B.I.
And the ball out of play. The Raptors will have it.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
1:25 left in the fourth quarter. Barnes against Okongwu. Picked by Pirtle. Back to Barnes. Puts up a three. They get it back. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Raptors.
They made the most of the extra rebounds tonight. Helped them out a lot.
Yeah, when you look at these teams, they're both great rebounding clubs. And any night, either one could have the advantage on the boards.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And they end up winning the season series. Always feels good to have that upper hand over an opponent.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Barrett finds Barnes. 27 seconds left in the game. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, you got a 7-footer that's 2.5 bills. Pirtle is tough to handle in close.
And he sinks the second. And Young has got the ball here for Atlanta. Trailing by 13. Here's Rizachet. Pass to Young. It's stolen by Ingram. The three. Misses the shot. So it's the Raptors winning this one easily. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
opening night, one of the best dates on the calendar. I know you're as excited as I am.
I sure am. Finally, Kevin, we get some games that count. We've been waiting months for tonight, and I love how at this point everybody has playoff aspirations.
A lot of optimism, isn't there, Coach?
There sure is. This is the best day of the year.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jackson. And it's a great finish!
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
Morant against Barnes. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Barnes has got his second basket of the game.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
Morant against Barrett. Outside, Bane. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Jackson. For 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Yeah, it wasn't their finest hour or finest 2 hours. It has to be a matter of pride for them this time.
There's the drive.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
Yes, sir. Jackson Jr. flushing.
You can see, and Coach, you can feel Ja Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does, and it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure.
Well, come on, guys. Did you really think they'd shoot 100% for the game?
Hits the three-point bomb.
And Jackson Jr. takes a good number of threes for a reason, because he's confident in his ability to drain it from here.
Pirtle with a screen on Jackson. Quickly the pass to Pirtle. Barnes outside. Takes it off the glass. Barnes has got 6 points. For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. There's Jackson with the 3. Toronto grabs the miss.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Chalk up 2 there.
Yeah, so tough to knock Morant off balance, and he's so talented at keeping his focus on the basket.
Barnes down low. Guarded by Morant, and he comes up with the deuce.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Morant kicks to Bane. Back to Morant. And finished off by Morant.
best dunking point guard in the game, Ja Morant.
Pirtle with a screen on Jackson. Quickly, and the layup's good off the glass. He has 6.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
The Grizzlies trail by 3. Morant outside. From about 19 feet, Jackson misses.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Well, Morant's acrobatics often get the attention, but his passing is also elite.
Here's Barnes. And good that time. Barnes has got 10.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Payne for 3. Good. And the nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 3 assists in the game. Barnes looking around. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Wells, and it's Edey in at the 5, roaming the paint. Barnes kicks to Pirtle. And it's Brandon Ingram with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Memphis leading by 3. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on." Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
A 3 from Barnes. Rebounded by Jackson. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Memphis. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Raptors trail by 3. Barrett with the bounce pass. Pirtle sets the pick for Barnes. And Pirtle has it in the corner. And the dunk by Pirtle.
That's a nice dime from Barnes, showing he can break down the defense with his passing.
Pirtle against Morant. And the call will be against Emmanuel quickly. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
On defense, Toronto. They trail by 1.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it. And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
And going up strong inside demonstrates confidence. Morant not afraid to get physical.
And the first one drops. And the NBA, right or wrong, Stan, has been called a copycat league before. If something works, it catches on quick. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I think it is to some degree, Kevin. Certainly, we all watch each other and learn from each other, and you're always looking to see what someone else does in their system that would fit into what you do, but you can never fully copy another team because the personnel is different.
Yeah, every roster is different, isn't it? And you've got to tailor things you want to do with what you've got.
That's exactly right. So if my personnel is not the same as yours, I might be able to take a little bit of what you do, but I can't take it wholesale.
Barrett inside the three-point line. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
And Pirtle is so polished in the post. Defenders are always nervous when he has the ball down low.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. So stand the Grizzlies trio of Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. From the outside looking in, what a great base going forward.
I agree with that, Kevin. Look, not only are those 3 outstanding individual players, but they complement each other so well. There's such a great fit with those 3 guys. That's a great base for the future.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. Drills the three-pointer. Ingram's got his first 3 points of the game.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
We all know Ja's capability to fill it up, and he is showing it here tonight.
Here's Barnes over Bane. Barnes can't get it to go. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That'll be his second foul of the game. 1:10 left now here in the second.
Excellent defense there from Barnes. When he's active, he is a difference maker on that end.
Barrett, no good.
You can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Pass to Edey. Now Wells quickly covering. Jackson from long range. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Poeltl's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track. Disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Morant tries in. After back-to-back 50-win season stand, last season was frustrating for the Memphis Grizzlies in almost every way.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. They went 27-55. Due to suspension and injuries, they only got 9 games from their star, Ja Morant, but they still have a lot of young talent and still a team that can be very competitive in the future. And I like that. Ingram using his length inside.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Here's Morant. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Morant's got 10 points in the quarter.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
The Raptors have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
And so Barrett nails both of them.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Quickly against Pippen. Beyond the arc. And Poeltl pulls it down. Poeltl's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Raptors lead by 4. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And guys, which of these matchups are you excited about here?
Me and Kenny in a race to the board.
And guys, how about the Raptors? Involved in a very competitive matchup right now.
I like how they've been hitting the boards, man. Playing real hard. That
is more than enough.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
They've got Robinson. Walter out there with Dick. And it's Mobo in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Shed, that's good.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Pippen. A rebound by Shed.
And then they continue to control the glass.
Pass to Walter. Here's Mobo. Takes the 3. Good on the triple. Mobo's got the lead up to 9 now for the Raptors.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Shed, guarded by Pippen. And it's Shed missing. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Here's Stephens. Pass to Huff. Can't connect from short range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And here is Robinson. Here's Mobo. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And they got to bring the double team on.
This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Pass to Aldama. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And here's Kennard. Still yet to score. Misses from close range. Toronto leading by 11. Ahead. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of those.
Kennard, the pass to Pippen. Here's Huff over Robinson. A nice shot by Huff. Huff's got his first points of the night.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. A move that likely helped the league's parity has been shortening max contract months. Commissioner Silver says we used to refer to it as dead money, a star player toward those end years sitting on the bench. We've reduced max contracts to 5 years, and in some cases 6. This way, it moves to more pay for performance. Kevin?
I think, D.A., that's a pretty good business decision. It's going to have nice ramifications.
they've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Mobo can't hit. The Grizzlies trail by 14. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Kennard on the wing. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
At this kind of range, it might almost be too easy for Kennard.
Now Dick from outside the arc. Aldama with the rebound. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Down low. And Aldama slams it in.
Well, pretty sure Aldama could bring down the standard if he wanted to.
Toronto leading by 10. Pass to Dick. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Raptors have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
And you look at Grady Dick's physical gifts, and you see it's all there. Size, length, careful training, and hard work could make him into something special.
There's Jackson with the three. Trains the three-pointer. Jackson's got it back down to single digits for Memphis.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Wells is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Bane, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Morant with it, picked up by Barrett. Jackson kicks to Bane. Now here's Wells. Guarded closely. Jackson a screen on quickly. 4 on the shot clock. Wells and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. Second chance shot. And the Grizzlies get it back. Jackson kicks to Bane. Jackson a screen on Barnes. Here's Bane. Pass to Wells. Morant surveying the D. Here's Jackson. Missed it, even after all those chances. Here's Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
And a big dunk there from a springy Barnes. He gets up fast there for the hammer.
Here's Morant, and then Morant slams it in.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Barnes passes to Burton. Barrett against Bane. Bertle sets the pick for Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
And finished up by Morant.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring effort.
Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Grady Dick. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Jackson from long range. It's rebounded by Barrett.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And the dunk by Barnes.
And a guy who has quickly adapted to playing NBA offense, Barnes, he can be a producer.
Barrett against Morant. Stolen by Quickly. Lobs it up there for Ingram. And slam dunk by Ingram.
Well, Ingram's a great partner on either side of an alley-oop.
Morant with a wide open look. Offensive rebound. Now here's Wells. Defended by Pirtle. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. That's his third foul of the game. 1:29 left to play here in the fourth. And another shot.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Raptors.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And it looks like they're going to spare themselves the embarrassment of being swept in the season series by winning this last one.
Barnes left side. Quickly kicks to Ingram. Back to Quickly. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. And the Raptors lead by 20.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Ingram kicks to Barnes. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And what an athlete Ingram is. Elevates up in the air with such ease for the dunk.
Out to Morant. Will it go? And that one is off. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what
few months for Ja Morant.
And he's been on a roll during these last few months. Getting better in terms of scoring the ball and proving to be a key part of this team as we move farther along in the season.
And here's Memphis' starting group. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant. And Bain. Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Wells in at the 3 slot. And for the Hawks, Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Trey Young out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the 3 spot. And Atlanta with possession here. The Grizzlies making their last shot. Fires from the corner. Daniels misses. And so Moran will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Richard, every team wants three-point shooters and rim protection. Jaren Jackson Jr. gives you both.
Oh, he is the prototypical big man. He's Defensive Player of the Year. He's led the league in blocks on multiple occasions, and he can stretch the floor and shoot threes.
Here's Young after the basket by Memphis on the other end. Okongwu, a screen on Moran. Clock at 6. Here's Young. Uneasy, too, on the layup.
Nice work inside from Young. Not afraid of trying his luck down there.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, I did have a chance to talk with head coach Quinn Snyder. He said John Morant is so good and so entertaining that some guys on both teams just stand around and watch him. He told his players, if you let him get to the rim and do something spectacular, you're not only giving up points, you're energizing the guys around him. Coach wants to prevent the highlight reel kind of plays.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Young. Driving inside. Pass to Daniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from Young.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
Here's Edey. Outside Bain. From the baseline. Again, the Grizzlies. Good for 2 more.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Young, the pass to Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
Jackson outside. Out of bounds. It'll be Hawks ball. Showing the numbers from last NBA season, the leaders in team steals. Memphis, 4th.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
Right side Young, pass to Risache. On the wing, Daniels. Young with it, launches a 3. That shot off. And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
Here's Bain. Rebounded by Daniels. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Young from long range. Memphis with a rebound. Last time they met was in Memphis.
Turnovers were the story of that game. It wasn't what I would call a disciplined performance. Well, you gotta miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
1:46 left in the first quarter. Johnson against Jackson. They set the pick.
And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Young missing again. Outside Morant. To the paint. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
Love to see him inside passing like this, as well as guys being on the same page.
Daniels, that one's true.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Memphis leading. Morant with it. He's looking good. 2 buckets and 3 attempts.
Closer in look. Let me just tell you, Morant, he's going to find a way to score. He just has such a fantastic touch around the rim.
The 3 from Risache. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Pass to Edey. Bain surveying the D. And there's Edey. That's good. And the assist from Bain. Edie's got his second bucket of the night.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
And we've got 28 seconds left now in the first quarter. Here's Daniels. From down in the low post, it goes. Daniels has got 8. The Grizzlies have gotten 7 of their 10 shots to fall. Morant, no good.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
Pass to Daniels, and here's Johnson. And Atlanta hits again from deep. 5 ticks left in the first quarter. Jackson for 3. No good on the buzzer beater. Both teams have it going here early and still close to. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hawks.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
So on the floor from Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Payne. Edie out there with Jackson, and it's Wells in at the 3. Now here's Morant. He had a 36-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And a big part of that was his aggressiveness, drawing contact, and getting to the line. Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. The baseline J is on the way. Rebounded by Johnson. The Hawks lead by 5. And out on the wings, Zach Rizachet has so many things scouts are looking for these days.
Yeah, B.A., this guy has tremendous potential as a two-way threat. Great length, good athleticism, and his jump shot could be elite.
Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the evening. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
That is powerful.
Oh, yes!
Oh, wow. Okay, Ja turning it loose. Someone throw that man some water.
Here's Daniels, guarded by Bain. Daniels, that one's true. Daniels has got 10.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Young against Morant from deep three-point land. Okongwu with the rebound.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
And he buries that one, back rim and in. And now it's a 10-point Atlanta lead. And it's Morant with the ball for Memphis. And following this one, they'll take on the Nuggets in Denver. That'll be the second of 2 games on the road.
Can't get anything to go this period. Seems like he's hit a wall.
There's the screen by Johnson. Young with it, guarded by Morant. And now the Grizzlies on the run. There's Jackson with the 3. The rebound by the Hawks. And here the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Here's Okongwu. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. Atlanta shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024.
You know, really by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
Young against Jackson. Young, the pass to Daniels. Pulls up, high post. Doesn't fall. Now 4 for 6. Grizzlies trail by 13. Pass to Edie. A deep 3. Here's Jackson. It's deflected.
Yeah, that was great job on defense from Daniels. He knows how to distract shooters.
Edie for 3. Ooh, he's looking comfortable now. 3 for 3.
It appears their offense is lacking some balance right now. Maybe too much reliance on the 3-ball.
Young looking over the floor. Pass to Rizachet. Young inside, pounded by Morant. And Young the bucket on the assist from Rizachet. Rizachet's got 3 assists tonight. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. RJ, when Ja Morant's at his best, you won't find a more entertaining player in the league.
Oh, B.A., he is a generational talent. There is no easy way to defend him. That blend of skill, athleticism, quickness, it is so impressive and hard to guard.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the half. Rizachet, no good. Grizzlies trail by 11. Here's Wells. And again, Memphis no good. Here's Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Johnson. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Jaren Jackson picks one up.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
For all the adversity Memphis faced last season, Richard, there were some silver linings.
B.A., they had a lot of talented young players get more minutes than they might have otherwise due to the injuries, and there is nothing more valuable than experience.
Outside Young. Back to Johnson. Young with a screen on Jackson. Outside Young. The 3 is up. And Atlanta misses again.
Well, despite some uneven shooting from him, they're still out in front.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clock.
That's his second foul here pretty early in this one. He's got to be careful for the rest of this half.
Memphis shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls, and the Hawks going with a whole new group out there. And that's good as he hits both shots.
Getting themselves to the line this quarter is a good way to get their offense rolling.
And the foul called on Luke Kennard. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line. Atlanta shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight.
And when healthy, LeVert is a problem. A multi-dimensional guard who can score, pass, and rebound at an impressive clip. I love it. In attack mode, drawing foul calls this quarter and getting to the free throw line. It's the little plays like that that can make all the difference. Not boxing out on free throws is a killer.
Inside. And the slam dunk by Capella.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
And they get it back. And so it's Atlanta with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. They're appreciated, Allie, and we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the 3rd quarter.
Fellas, I was just wondering if you played in the league these days, what do you think would be different compared to when... And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Hawks.
It's not just about taking a shot.
Glad you could join us.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. It's been quite a game for Onyeka Okongwu.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did coach have some new ideas for them?
Clint Capella out there with George Niang. Then it's Karis LeVert. Then it's Terrence Mann. And it's Bufkin in at the point. So that's the Hawks 5. Here's Pippen. Oh, it's stolen by LeVert. Niang with it, and Kennard picks him up defensively. Niang, the pass to LeVert. Niang outside. On defense, the Grizzlies. 19-point game. Yep, that one goes. Man's got 5 points now this quarter.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Nice shot by Stevens.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
Here's Bufkin. Off target with the 3. Grizzlies trail by 19. Here's Pippen. Still no points. Kennard can't get it to go. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. Pass to Capella. Let's go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Stevens. Hey, rejected by Capella.
Yeah, great timing on the denial by Capella. Able to get a piece of the ball on that one.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Pass to Bufkin. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind. Rough start to the second half for them, only getting one of the past 4 shots to fall.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
And he buries it from 3. Man's got 8 here in this quarter. Richard, you evolved as a shooter over the course of your career. Talk about developing shooting in the NBA game.
Well, it dictates what kind of offense you can run. You don't need a bunch of good shooters, but if you've only got 1 or 2, your interior play better be strong.
From deep. Niang, no good. Memphis has got nothing to fall from outside in this third quarter. Kennard with it, and it's Niang picking him up. And Kennard with the 3. Kennard's got 5.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
So Memphis ends up going with a new group.
15 seconds. Substitution on the court.
1:50 left to play in the third. LeVert goes against Bain. Here's Bufkin. Back to LeVert. With some arc. Bufkin, no good. And so Moran will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Pass to Wells. Capella with a rebound. Capella's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here's LeVert for 3. It's hauled in by Ja Morant. Morant's got 4 rebounds now. Now Jackson. Here's Wells. Kicks it out to Jackson to the inside. LeVert goes against Bain. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson on the wing. From downtown. Jackson on the wing. Takes a 3. Pass to Wells. Outside for Moran. From deep, Bain. The dive for the ball. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Edey. The Hawks lead by 21. LeVert, a screen on Moran. LeVert with the ball. Pass to Niang. Fires the 3. Cleared away by Wells. And here's Memphis to the paint. Right side Bain. Here's Wells. Back to Bain. 3-pointer. The rebound by Atlanta. Capella's got 5 rebounds in the game. He got it up and no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Atlanta. They're feeling great. A 21. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Memphis to start the 4th. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Wells in at the small forward position. Okongwu, a screen on Jackson, inside. That's good from Okongwu on the assist by Johnson. And the Hawks lead by 21. Morant, the pass to Wells. Outside Morant, the 3-ball. Sinks it from distance.
Look, when you're as explosive as Ja, then opponents are going to let you take shots from deep.
To the middle. Here's Rizachet. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Here's Daniels. Knocks down the long J.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Here's Morant. Morant with the slam!
He'll put you on your heels in a hurry. Morant slicing through the D.
Pass to Okongwu. And stolen by Jackson. Into the lane. Wells, that's good.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Now here's Okongwu. Down low. Stolen by Jackson. Right side Morant. Here's Edey. Guarded by Okongwu. Second chance effort. Morant, no good. The Hawks lead by 17. Pass to Young from deep three-point land. No good on the shot.
And they're up right now, but it hasn't been because of him. He's really struggled on offense.
Wells, the pass to Morant. Ooh, that's good. Morant from way out.
His second triple of the half. Well, look, that's 2 more than he had in the first, so things, I guess, are trending in the right direction.
To the inside, Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Yeah, it's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
Pass to Edey. Here's Wells. Here's Edey. Goes back up. And it's good on the lay-in.
He knows his job on the glass, and he does it well, cleaning it up and sending it right back.
Ooh, it's stolen away. Here's Daniels. From 20 feet. The rebound by Edey.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. And Richardson's bursting onto the scene. Bane has been nothing short of spectacular.
Bane was a steal with the 30th pick. He's added to his game each year. And now, look, he's one of the better two-way wings in the league. Really knocks it down from the line. Bane almost automatic.
Oh, man, exploding to the rim.
Yep, makes the simple play. Ja steps on the gas. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
Johnson for 3. Gets the 3-ball to go.
Really good passing wing. Rizachet isn't a ball stopper. He really looks for his teammates.
And he gets the bucket. Morant's got 17 points here in the second half.
Even though his team is lagging behind, he's playing like a winner. Too bad his attitude isn't spreading to the other guys.
Well, with a comeback out of range, we can put a bow on this one. Good performance for the Hawks.
And the huge difference today, the efficiency from beyond the arc.
Yeah, once they started hitting shots, it stretched out the D and opened up the entire offense.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And big-time bragging rights won today, just grabbing that season series.
Here's Daniels. Offline with a three. Here's the Grizzlies with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Morant, the pass to Jackson. The three. Wells misses. I think a bucket here, Grant, would end this game.
Absolutely. That would put a bow on this one.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. And the Hawks lead by 15.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Pass to Daniels. Shoots. The rebound by Edey.
Defensive foul. David Johnson. His first. Team starter.
The free throw drops for Morant. From deep three-point range. So we see the Hawks taking the W here. A competitive game. You have to feel like, all right, Allie, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Richard Jefferson.
what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. The guard set is Quickly and Barrett. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot.
All right, Scotty Barnes showing us you want to be in the dunk contest, young sir.
And Young, here we go. Barnes grabs the miss. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Pirtle sets the pick for Barnes. Pirtle, high post. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist.
Yeah, we know this about Scotty Barnes. He has a team-first mindset. Finds the open player in that instance.
It's Young on the wing. Barrett covering. Young, no good. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit, and their focus on defense, Brandon Ingram. Coach told me Brandon presents unique problems. It's the skill and size combination. You just don't see it too often. Anytime Ingram touches the ball, everyone will be focused on stopping him. Should be a good one tonight, guys.
Thank you, David.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Young against Quickly. Pirtle with a screen on Young. Quickly plays it up and banks it in.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Here's Quickly following the bucket by the Hawks. Driving in, it's Barrett on the wing. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And hard to miss the wide open man that time. Kudos to Young for finding him.
Quickly kicks to Barnes. A three-pointer, no good. The Hawks trail by 3. Daniels passes to Young. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels.
And that corner 3 isn't a huge part of Young's game, but his accuracy can make it work.
And the call will be against Emmanuel Quickly. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
And Young kicks to Johnson. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. To the inside. And stolen by Okongwu. Young with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. Young's shot is off.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Ingram finds Barrett. Out to Ingram. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. From inside. The rebound by Johnson. And so Young will bring it up for Atlanta. This time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And it goes down 2 points.
And on the drive, Young can be so sudden. The defense barely gets a chance to react.
Here's Barnes. Johnson with the rebound. Atlanta with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And it's Freez missing.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And Pirtle is so polished in the post. Defenders are always nervous when he has the ball down low.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw.
What you love about Jakob Pirtle is his reliability. You know he's going to give you rim protection and rebounds. The other part is he can play with his back to the basket. Somewhat of a lost skill.
Shots good from Young.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Quickly the pass to Barnes. The three-pointer is right on target. Barnes has got 7 points in the game.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hawks.
How about the ball movement so far? I mean, the unselfishness, everyone here just playing for one another, and that can be infectious.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Daniels out there with Young. And it's Freez in at the 3-seed. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks.
Emmanuel quickly in a nutshell right there. Absorbs the contact and finishes the play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. A reserve through his first 3.5 seasons. Quickly now stepping indoors to a starting role.
You know, Kevin, you go from instant offense role off the bench to now being a lead guard. The responsibility takes an extraordinary step up. But this guy is clearly ready. Quickly wanted to be a starter in this league.
And here's Quickly for 3. Rebound Atlanta. Young, right side. It's rebounded by Quickly. Raptors trail by 4. Ingram outside. And slam dunk by Ingram.
And what an athlete Ingram is. Elevates up in the air with such ease for the dunk.
To the paint, Pirtle with the steal. Three-pointer. It's not going to go for him.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Johnson's shot is off. The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Here is Daniels. Barrett covering. And here's Daniels. 10 points for him. Here's Okongwu. Atlanta again missing. Toronto's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Pirtle sets the pick for Quickly. He nails it, and we're tied up. Quickly's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, when Quickly drives, you see that suddenness, and there's also a control there. Both are important.
Here's Freez. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Here's Okongwu, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Okongwu's now got the lead up to 4 now for the Hawks. Barnes kicks to Quickly. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Quickly's got 9 points. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. And Okongwu slams it in.
How about the big guy attacking the rim? The throwdowns are loud and emphatic.
Birtle sets the pick for Quickly. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Johnson. To the wing right side. Back to Okongwu. From the arc. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And Barrett slams it in.
Well, that's coming with force. R.J. Barrett, nothing you can do to stop that.
Johnson kicks to Okongwu. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
It's good. And the Hawks lead has got down to 5 on the bucket from Quickly.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Young against Pirtle. Okongwu, the pass to Young. Yep, it counts. Young's got the lead back up to 7 now for the Hawks.
Nice job capitalizing down there. Young good at probing inside and finding some space.
That one good for 2. Quickly's got 11 points in the quarter.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Going inside. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on R.J. Barrett.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
It's just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
And looking back on the first half of our game, it hasn't gone according to plan for the Toronto Raptors. Thanks for joining us.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. It's been one outstanding game from Onyeka Okongwu.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
So for Toronto right now, we've got Walter. Robinson is out there with Grady Dick. And it's Shed in at the point guard.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
That's got to be a little bit deflating to the defense, guys. Getting kicked when you're down. My goodness.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the ring, but how about the finish with intention? Oh.
And again, Toronto with the triple.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Hawks passing it around. The shot. Walter pulls it in.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Daniels kicks to Niang. There's the three. He doesn't hit that one.
I mean, come on, jack that one in the face of some strong defense. You got to think twice about that next time.
Mobo gets the basket. Mobo's got his first 2 points of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Picked him clean. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Walter. Good work there as it goes. And now it's a 3-point Toronto lead.
And amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect from the field to start the half.
Shot to stop the run, and he lays it up and in. Hopkins got 6 points in the quarter.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Hawks making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. Pass to Mobo. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Mobo's got his second basket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And the dunk by Capella.
And how about his athleticism for a big man? Capella is able to make plays above the rim. Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Raptors shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
The Hawks trail by 4. Here's LeVert. Alter pulls it in.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
In so many different ways, Dick gets the ball to his teammates, always on time and on target.
Now here's LeVert. Tight defense on him. Niang finds LeVert. Launches it. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Opponents have to be careful when Capella is in the area. What an impressive display of timing.
Here's Dick, defended by man. And that one, good.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
LeVert the pass to Capella. They need this. Misses the layup. Raptors leading by 8. Inside. Ball stolen. Pass to LeVert. Stolen away. Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Mobo. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Raptors.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. On defense, Toronto. Here's the screen. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Mobo. He's covered by Daniels. It's good. Mobo's got the lead up to 14 now for the Raptors.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle. Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
And so it's the Toronto Raptors. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Up front court is Freez and Johnson. Trae Young is out there with Daniel. And it's Okongwu in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Here is Daniels. Barrett covering. Lets it go from deep. And that one's good. Daniels has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Atlanta. Raptors leading by 11. To the middle. Here's Barnes. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 5 rebounds tonight. Barrett kicks to Ingram. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
An aggressive take from Ingram inside, earning the whistle in the process.
Both free throws good for Ingram.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Pass to Daniel. And Pirtle pulls it down.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
The teardrop falls in. And the Raptors lead by 15.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Daniels. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
Hits it from 3-point range.
Listen, if you give Emmanuel quickly a look from 3, there's never hesitation.
Young pass to Okongwu. Here's Freez. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Here's Ingram. Banked in off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Young from outside. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Daniels has got his 5th assist in this one. Quickly with it. Okongwu covering. And that one's good. Quickly's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's about activity, determination, quickly finishing strong.
Puts up a deep 3. Daniels, no good. Raptors leading by 17. Barrett for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Daniels. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Scotty Barnes picks one up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
That free throw, no good. Of course, we're in the world now of super agencies, which consolidate player representation. What do you think?
Kev, I think obviously it gives some more power to the players because of the bargaining leverage. But for player movement, does it give more power to the big market teams? We're going to have to watch this unfold.
With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. And there it is for him. Quickly's got 22.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Johnson kicks to Daniels. Back to Johnson. Off target with his 3.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Barrett, no good. The Hawks trail by 18.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Toronto.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
You can see how well Scotty Barnes moves on a basketball floor. I mean that north and south, and what hops this young man has.
For 3, Barrett. Rebound by the Hawks. And now here comes Okongwu leading the break. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Toronto's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Down by 15.
And this kid, Risache, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
Quickly looking it over. Barnes screen on Young. Quickly kicks to Barnes. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Raptors lead by 16.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Here's Ingram. And it's Risache with the rebound. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group...
portion of the season is characterized by a great deal of overreaction, Grant.
The media and fans build up a lot of expectations in the offseason. And it's not that bad, but when those expectations aren't met, watch out. Listen, we all just need to settle down and see how things play out. The season is still very young.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. Quickly and Barrett, they're the backcourt duo. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. And it's Ingram in at the 3. Now here's Quickly. Kicks it out to Barnes. Outside Barrett. The 3 is up. Memphis with a rebound. Last time they met in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
Well, the second unit came in last game and just played lights out basketball. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
4 on the clock. Bain, the pass to Jackson. Off target from outside. The Raptors have gone 1 for 3 so far. Brent, we've seen Quickly step up as a team leader since he came into the league.
Well, he's had tremendous confidence in what it is that he brings to a basketball team from the very beginning. It's taken him a little bit of time to gain that in the NBA setting, but he is now asserting himself as a floor general. And so far, the team just 1 of 5, and that rim shrinking. That's 0 for 4 now. Time to slow it down and maybe get the best possible shot the next time down.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Now here's Morant. Last game out, 36 points for him.
Well, that's a healthy make there after missing their first 4 shots. 1 of 5, not what they wanted, but they're on the board.
Here's Quickly. Goes up and lays it in, nice and easy.
All kinds of grit there on the inside from Emmanuel Quickly.
About 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Outside Morant. The floater. Oh, it's blocked by Barnes.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
You like how Barrett always keeps his eyes open, watching the court for those assist opportunities.
Quickly against Morant. Knocks down the triple. Morant's got 5 points.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. Here's Morant after the basket by Toronto.
Oh, the vertical of Morant is simply incredible. I mean, he's fantastic at using it to his advantage on the inside.
And it's Quickly with a miss.
That's the shot you hope for, right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Outside Morant. Stolen by Quickly. The 3 from Barnes. Memphis with a rebound.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Lets it go from deep. He drops it from range. He's got 9.
Well, Barnes hitting 3s spells some trouble. This offense starts to hum.
Morant looking for an opening. Takes it inside. Here's Edey, covered by Pirtle. 2 points. That one goes.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. They lead by 4. Kicks it out to Barnes. 3-pointer. Offensive rebound. Pirtle with the bucket.
Man, Pirtle's reach sure comes in handy on the glass. He gets to that ball and attacks right away.
Pass to Bain. Kicks it out to Jackson. Three-pointer off the mark. Raptors lead by 6. Here's Barrett. The rebound by Jackson.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
The Raptors have got 6 of 14 in so far. Now here's Pirtle. Defense is right there. Oh, and Jackson with the block. Here's Wells. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so the first quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, what stands out to you from Toronto in this one?
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
So on the floor for Toronto to kick off the second quarter. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Quickly and Barrett, they're the backcourt duo. And it's Ingram in at the small forward.
Impressive offensive versatility for a big. He can show you a variety of looks.
And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Here's Pippen, coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota. Drains the triple.
Man, didn't have a ton of room to get that shot off. That's the kind of shooter he is.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
The shot by Pirtle, no good.
Both sides going at it. Classic good offense versus good defense.
Here in the second quarter, a little over a minute of play. Pass to Huff. And here's Kennard. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. A three from Barnes. Connects from downtown. Barnes has got 12 points in the game.
And Scotty Barnes continues to grow in shouldering the offensive load for his team.
Kennard outside. There's the triple. Pirtle grabs a miss. Toronto leading by 3. And it's Barrett off the drive. The layup misses. Memphis has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Huff. Pass to Pippen. From the arc. To the left side wing. Stevens, the pass to Aldama. Ooh, the Grizzlies with another miss.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Outside Ingram. Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Scotty's such a good dunker. This is why the D can't let Barnes get that deep inside.
Picked by Aldama. Here's Pippen. No good from outside.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
For 3, Barrett finally gets one to go. That makes him 1 for 5 in this game. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, BA. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
Here's Pippen. 6 on the shot clock. Over quickly. Pippen, no good.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
They get it again. Outside Ingram. Barnes a screen. Ingram into the lane. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Grizzlies trail by 8. Here's Stevens. Oh, rejected by Pirtle.
And Pirtle's got a high defensive IQ, great awareness, which is why he's able to block and alter so many shots.
Kennard for 3. Sinks it from distance. Kennard's got his first 3 points of the game.
They've got some ground to make up, and shooting the three ball more consistently like they are now should help them do it.
Well, the length of Ingram on display, outstanding at finding a lane, and then he explodes through it.
Here's Pippen. Huff, the pass to Pippen. Pass to Huff. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That's on Jakob Poeltl.
Nice job to go at the rack and force the foul.
That free throw, no good. And the second free throw is good. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Poeltl, the pass to Ingram. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Just love it when B.I. gets up like that and just stretches out for 2.
Grizzlies trail by 8. Kennard passes to Stevens. Fires for 3. Poeltl grabs a miss. Poeltl's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. And rejected. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. A line change here for Memphis.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Shed, hounded by Morant. Pass to Shed, right wing. Doubled by Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Dick. And again, Toronto, no good. And it's Morant with the ball for Memphis. 8-point game. Next up, they'll face the Nuggets in Denver. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home.
Yeah, we've seen Bane make a leap offensively because of his ability to bury shots like this.
Here's Walter. That won't fall. Can't drop his first one. And so it's Toronto with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Love that they're taking high percentage shots, and it hasn't been easy for them. It's hard to score inside when the defense is collapsing.
And now let's take a glimpse at some of the games on the upcoming schedule. And that'll do it for us.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Scotty Barnes with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, he played such a smart first half, maximizing his opportunities offensively.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Wells in at the small forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Here's Shed. Chalk up 2 there.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Here's Morant. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
The boundless athleticism Morant has is really special. He's someone that is always in attack mode.
2 shots.
Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the line. Toronto leading by 5. To the middle. Here's Mobo, and he goes in for the dunk.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Driving in. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet. And then Morant with the dunk.
Incredible. It sometimes falls to the point guard to be the offensive catalyst.
Seems like he always knows when his squad needs a lift.
Did you see how much air he had under him? Wow.
Now here's Robinson. No made baskets yet. Mobo gets the bucket.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Here's Morant. Yes, sir! Ja can throw it down.
Once Ja Morant gets rolling, there is no stopping him. Ja is feeling it tonight.
Pass to Walter. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Yeah, teams try to get physical with Morant, but he shows exceptional body control off the contact.
This will be his third free throw attempt of the game. Here's Shed, hounded by Morant. Here's the pick. Pass to Mobo. Okay, let's fire up the 2K leaderboard. Last year, you really had to protect the ball against these teams. Memphis, 4th.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go.
Yes, sir! That's what you tune in for right there. Wow.
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Outside Robinson. Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Shed. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
First trip to the line for him here. He hits the second from the line. Grizzlies trail by 6. And here's Bain. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Robinson with the block.
And they're doing strong work on the glass. A +5 advantage for them.
Back to Dick. Here's Walter. Right side Dick. From behind the arc. And the three-pointer goes. Dick's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. A minute 42 left in the third. To the paint. Jackson surveying the D. 6 to shoot. He takes it in. And the layup is good off the glass.
Yeah, that's how Jackson's most effective, playing aggressive around the basket. Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
Here's Shed, hounded by Morant. Takes it inside. Outside Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Right side Dick. Inside. Here's Shed.
Great defensive activity there from Morant, making that a difficult shot.
The shot. Bain, no good.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Dick gets the bucket.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell. They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Bain comes with a double. And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the fans love seeing incredible moments on defense like that block.
Oh, showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sends shockwaves into the opposition sails.
Here's Wells. That basket is good. Off the assist from Jackson. Now just a 5-point Raptor lead. Here's Mobo. Here he goes. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Right side Morant. He's off on the layup. And so it's the Toronto Raptors closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Quickly and Barrett, they're the backcourt duo. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. And it's Ingram in at the 3. To the paint. Oh, rejected by Pirtle.
Good job hitting the glass. They're +8 in rebounding.
Barnes with it, guarded by Morant. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Now, Pirtle, as a big, such an unselfish player, always willing to make the extra pass.
And it's good. Off the back rim and in. Morant's got 21 points in the game.
After a poor offensive first half, some nice adjustments made by this staff, and their shooting percentage is climbing.
Pass to Quickly. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh, there's some vertical on display. Quickly skying up for the jam.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Quickly. Got it. Good job in the low post. And now an 11-point Raptor lead.
And they're shooting with much more confidence here in the second half. The field goal percentage is now over 50%.
On the wing, Bane, guarded by Barrett. Here's the floater. Edie. Oh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
Yeah, impressive vision from Bane. Always looking to move it.
And that one's good. Quickly's got 6 points in the quarter.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Look at Morant working the paint. Nice.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for him to get to his spot, capitalize, and continue to be aggressive.
The 3 from Barnes. He's got it going on. Now 7 for 10.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Here's Wells. There's Jackson with the 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Pirtle's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Quickly against Morant. And it's Quickly with a miss. And so Jackson Jr. will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Down by 12. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow.
Good instincts from Barnes on the block. He had that shot totally anticipated.
It's stolen. Morant with it. Now guarded by Barrett. From deep, Bane. Here's Jackson. Count that bucket.
Second chances are a great measure of what a team is doing in terms of their effort on a nightly basis, and that was some serious effort there.
Barnes drives in. And he gets it to go. He's 8 of 11 now.
Scotty's such a good athlete. He's using that physical advantage here as he drives inside.
Pass to Edie. Morant against Quickly. And there's the screen. And it's Morant missing. Raptors lead by 12. Kicks it out to Barnes. Outside Ingram. Now here's Barnes. They grab their own miss. It's Barrett on the wing. Another shot. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
You can see the focus here from R.J. Barrett. He brings a subtle intensity to his game on both ends of the floor.
And Barrett drops them both. Well, Brendan, a players' league, you think there's a point at which players have too much say?
Well, I don't know, B.A. I think it's always a fine line between what it is that both management and ownership is trying to do. This is entertainment, after all. But you got to lean into the players. You got to lean into the personalities. And as long as there's a respect for both of those areas, the league and the game will continue to grow.
And and he dunks it down.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Raptors.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
Well, at least they're going to take one game in this season series. It was an uphill climb.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Scotty Barnes.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates and the wrecking ball on both ends.
It's nice they found their rhythm here, but the clock is just not their friend.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Wells, the pass to Bain. To the wing on the left. Outside Moran, clock at 6. Jackson with a screen on quickly. Moran. Oh, there's Moran with the slam. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he's going for the oop here. And the dunk by Pirtle.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
And stolen by Barrett. Launches it from deep. Can't get it to drop. So no problem for Toronto as they get the win. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold.
Game 1 of the NBA season. Now, how does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. Trae Young is out there with Daniels. And it's Freez in at the 3, the small forward. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Here's Johnson, and they cash in right away with a quick shot.
Johnson letting it fly in a hurry.
Memphis with the ball. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
Young with the steal. On the wing, Johnson. There's the screen, and it's Desmond Bane with the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Pass to Okongwu. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Now here's Morant for 3. Morant with another miss.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Daniels passes to Okongwu.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
And Morant gets it to go.
Well, that's a good sign there from Morant. He needs to keep making those shots in order to open this offense up.
The shot by Okongwu, no good. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Payne for 3. Rebound, Atlanta. And, you know, Stan, we've watched Desmond Bane evolve into a number 1 option on offense. He's always been there, but now he really is at the top of the heap.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, Kevin, you know, he came into the league as a three-point shooter, and he's a great one. But he's developed his game off the dribble, very good mid-range shooter, and he's strong enough to finish around the rim.
Johnson with the block. Young pass to Okongwu. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Okongwu's now got 5 now. And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. Trailing by 2. Jacks up a 3. No good. Well, it was the Hawks winning their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. The Hawks working the ball around. 6 to shoot. Johnson, the pass to Young. Back to Johnson. Over Edey. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight.
Just great anticipation by Young. He just sees the play developing, knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Pass to Freez. Tries it from 19. Ja Morant grabs the rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 4. From past the arc. The offensive rebound. A kick out to Bane. Rel's wide open. And another miss by Memphis. The Hawks have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game up. The shot's good. He has 7.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Here's Edey, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Oh, that's blocked.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Stolen by Jackson. Now, here's Morant for three. Morant with another miss.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Tries the spin move. Johnson kicks to Young. That three off the mark. Morant outside. Jackson has the open look. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Atlanta with their lead. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Wells, and it's Edey in at center. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
Now, here's Wells. Hasn't made one yet.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
Young against Morant. Pass to Rizichet. Shot clock at 5. Daniels inside the line. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Morant passes to Jackson. And it's all evened up. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night.
We know Jackson Jr. can shoot it, but this guy is 6'10", 242. He should feast inside.
And there's the call on Rizichet. That's his first foul. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Morant. And the layup's good off the glass. Morant's got the lead up to 2 now for the Grizzlies.
Morant using that quickness to his advantage. That time he gets that one to fall.
Johnson. That one drops for him. Johnson's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Morant against Young. Here's Bane. Yep, that one goes in there. Bane's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. Trailing by 2. Pass to Daniels. From outside, off the mark. Memphis with the ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Bane, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Daniels with it, guarded by Bane. Buries the long-range jumper. Rizichet's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And such a nice stroke for a rookie. Rizichet looking like a polished shooter already.
And it's Morant missing.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Pass to Daniels. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Johnson from outside. Buries it from 3-point range. Johnson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
The Hawks leading by 4. On the wing, Daniels. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
All right, I'm just going to say it. He's 0 for the game. Might be time to stop shooting the ball.
And the basket by Jackson.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Daniels. Johnson outside. 1:10 left in the first half of the game. Here's Freez. Kicks it out to Johnson. It's Young on the wing. Pass to Freez. 4 on the clock. Over Bain. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And hitting a bit of a lull here in the second after such a solid opening in that first quarter from the field.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. George Niang comes in for Johnson. Mann subbed in for Freez. The Hawks leading. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Here's Kennard. Off the inbound, no good. The Hawks leading by 4. 19 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
A tricky shot for LeVert. Defense is all over him, but he draws a foul on that attempt.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
3 shots.
And he can't hit the second. And he nails the third. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Pippen finds Aldama. Rebound by the Hawks. Now LeVert. The Hawks again can't hit.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the... All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
I think for Memphis, I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low, I'd be picking up that.
And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the Hawks.
Despite being the visitor.
And that's a halftime.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Jalen Johnson has been sensational.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
On the court for Atlanta, they've got Clint Capella, Matthews out there with LeVert. Then there's George Niang. And it's Mann in at the small forward position. The Grizzlies trail by 4. To the inside, Kennard. And that one is hammered home.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend, toughest to stop?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players. And it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
Here's LeVert after Memphis gets the 3. Pass to Mann. There's a screen from the top of the key. A nice shot by LeVert. And the Hawks lead by 2.
And how about the playmaking skills of LeVert? I like watching this guy break down the D in the pick and roll. A moment here to see some stats for Kennard. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
Absolutely. I wish I had 2 or 3 like him coming off the bench when I was coaching. If I did, I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you guys. Well, that one didn't fall, but otherwise they've been excellent shooting the ball to start this half.
Here's Niang, still without a basket. Offensive rebound, Capella. Here's LeVert. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The 3, cans it from downtown.
A solid passer at his position. LeVert excels at finding his teammates when they're open.
Pippen, the pass to Aldama. Pass to Huff. Outside Pippen from past the arc. The shot, no good. Great D that time from LeVert. Spins. From the arc. The Grizzlies pull it in. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Outside Pippen. Pippen missing again. Atlanta leading by 5. Man with it. He has 6. And a wide open look for Capella. Offline with his 3. Kennard way outside. Second shot opportunity. Steffens good.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Atlanta's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. And the 3 ball is good.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
And here's Kennard. After Karis LeVert made the last 3-pointer. Here we go, 1-on-1. Trying to find Capella, gets it to him. It's hauled in by Huff. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, Kennard is known for his shooting expertise, but his ability to handle the ball and create for others is very overlooked.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Gets some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Baines got his second basket.
Well, he got to his spot in the mid-range, and that's a shot he's going to make more often than not.
And hard to miss the wide open man that time. Kudos to Young for finding him.
Pass to Edey. To the paint. Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Yeah, what a huge dunk. Making a statement right there.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Now, here's Baines. Following the miss by John Morant. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game time. Freez off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And going up strong inside demonstrates confidence. Morant not afraid to get physical.
Both free throws good from Morant. Atlanta leading by 3.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
And Young kicks to Okongwu. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Hawks shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jaren Jackson is out there with Edey. And it's Wells in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the... And it's a great finish!
Oh, my. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you say? We give Morant about an 11 there?
And that one's good. Daniels.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
A 3 from Morant. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Young in the corner. A 3. Grizzlies with the rebound. Edey's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's Morant. The kick out to Bane. Good on the 3-point shot.
Smooth and fast release from Bane that time.
For Atlanta, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Here is Daniels, guarded by Morant. Here's Young. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Desmond Bane.
Well, year after year, Young is one of the best when it comes to drawing fouls. We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Here's Edey. And it's Daniels with the rebound. Daniels has got 4 rebounds in this game. Young outside. Johnson, the pass to Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
Some guards are absolutely fearless working inside. And Morant very high on that list.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Hawks?
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the 3.
And they've also played exceptionally well in the paint tonight, taking advantage of their opportunity to work inside.
Young from outside. Wells grabs the miss.
And his shot just hasn't been there in this one. Luckily, his team has been able to make up the difference.
Inside. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Well, don't count on Jackson Jr. for big assist numbers, but he'll make smart passes.
Here's Niang. And it's good. 2 points. Niang's got his first basket of the night. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Now here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
Well, Morant's built to go and showing what he's made of here in the clutch.
Daniels. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And a wide open look for Bane. Oh, and they take the lead. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Over to the wing. Here's Freez. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Huge turnover at really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
Jalen Johnson's checked in for George Niang. Jackson setting the pick here for Bane. And it's Morant missing. Atlanta's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Assertive play by Freez. Not every rookie is ready to shoulder the big moment.
Morant kicks to Bane. Morant looking around. Rebound, Atlanta. 1:05 left in the 4th. Young dishes to Okongwu. Back to Young.
Good. Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Now, here's Morant for three. And again, Memphis no good. A big-time possession here.
Yeah, and their hearts must be going 100 miles an hour right now.
It's in!
Yeah, Young is unflappable in the biggest moment.
Memphis with the ball. Payne for three. The shot by Wells, no good. 2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking.
Daniels, no good.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Yeah, and it basically all comes down to this. If they come away empty here, this one's pretty much over.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Freez wide open. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. And now it's an 8-point Hawks lead. And so it's Atlanta with the W. And all right, David, thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony.